Staff Sergeant Robert Cox of Ventura County, Thousand Oaks, Calif, the sister of a local Marine killed in a military plane crash in July, sent a letter to President Trump this week questioning the timing of a condolence letter received by her family more than 3 months after the tragedy. Amber Cox, 32, of Thousand Oaks, said she thinks it's suspicious that Trump sent her family the letter as he was receiving criticism about his response to a military operation in Niger in which 4 U.S. soldiers were killed. The condolence letter was dated October 16. "I think that if he had not been receiving a lot of negative attention we would have not gotten a letter," Cox said. Her brother, Marine Staff Sergeant Robert Cox, 28, was one of 16 men who died when a Marine Corps transport plane crashed in Mississippi on July 10. More, 15 Marines, 1 sailor identified in Mississippi plane crash previously, 15 Marines, 1 Navy corpsman killed in military plane crash more. Trump makes false claim that former presidents didn't call families of slain troops, Shea also said. The letter misspells her last living sibling's name, which isn't the worst offense, but it's kind of fuel to the fire, she said. Paula Murillo, Cox's mother, said Trump's letter was the only piece of correspondence the family had received from the White House regarding her son's death, despite being told in August by military officials that she would receive a call from the president. "That would have meant a lot to me," she said. "My son is someone." Murillo said she shares her daughter's grievances. "I know her frustration, and I share her frustration," she said. "I'm backing her up." Cox reached out to Rep. Julia Brownley's office last week, and officials there told her they'd help get the letter to Washington, D.C. Samantha Green, Brownley's communications director, said the letter was delivered to the White House on Tuesday. Staff Sergeant Robert Cox was a true American hero who served bravely with honor and distinction, Brownley said Tuesday in an email. All of Ventura County mourns his loss. Gold Star families should be treated with the utmost respect and deserve the sincere gratitude of all Americans, the Westlake Village Democrat continued. Beyond that, let Amber's letter speak for itself. The White House did not respond to requests for comment. The Marine's sister said she sees her letter as a way of honoring the ultimate sacrifice her brother made while protecting the nation's rights. "On behalf of my brother's memory, I am exercising my First Amendment right to expose your ulterior motives," she writes in the letter. "I am a proud daughter of the common man upon whose back this country was built. We have a wall of honor with the military portraits of our ancestors and a flag that stands 20 feet high in our front yard." Cox continues, "You claim reverence for the brave men and women who serve our country. But your lack of reaction to my brother's death proves that you are in fact an opportunist who capitalizes on patriotism to reap political gains." The response from the president was different from the support that her family has received from the Marine Corps, Cox said. Unlike other high-ranking officials in the military branch who sent letters soon after the crash, Trump sent out a tweet. "A little tweet is not enough," she said. Cox wrote in the letter to Trump that she saw the October condolence letter to her family as the administration's way to mitigate bad optics and deflect media criticism. The Marine's sister said she hopes her letter will make the current administration address the way it handles tragedies involving the military and how they affect veterans' families. Amber Cox's letter to President Trump, November 2017. Dear Mr. President, I'm the sister of SSGT Robert H. Cox, one of the Marines who was tragically killed in the KC-130 plane crash in Mississippi on July 10, 2017. It was only a few days ago that I received a letter of condolence from you. Over 3 months after the accident occurred. Until now, The dull tweet you posted that day was your only acknowledgement of the sacrifice made by my brother and 15 other men, accompanied now by this offensively belated letter. I am all the more enraged. The suspicious timing of your letter belies the alleged sentiments you express. A carefully calculated reaction to the criticism you were getting for your lack of response and subsequent subpar response to the tragedy in Niger and Gold Star widow Maisha Johnson. Your half-thought words come packaged like a fraudulent gift in exchange for silence. But I will not allow you to use my brother's death as a platform to advance your political agenda. On behalf of my brother's memory, I am exercising my First Amendment right to expose your ulterior motives. I am a proud daughter of the common man upon whose back this country was built. We have a wall of honor with the military portraits of our ancestors and a flag that stands 20 feet high in our front yard. You claim reverence for the brave men and women who serve our country. But your lack of reaction to my brother's death proves that you are in fact an opportunist who capitalizes on patriotism to reap political gains. My brother was a hero in the truest sense of the word. I don't need a letter from you or a gold star to know this to be true. I am writing to you on principle, because the President of the United States should never exploit the loss of a gold star family in order to mitigate bad optics and deflect media criticism. Regards, Amber Cox. Follow Megan Diskin on Twitter, @MeganDiskin.